This Side of Jersey podcast, the number one podcast in the world, is brought to you by It's a Mighty Thing Incorporated. Have you been eager to learn how to defend yourself? Do you want to get in shape? Have you been looking to learn from the best? Or just eager to try something different? From a hometown Philadelphia kid to a rising star to now pro boxing Hall of Famer, come down to Ivan Robinson's Kingdom Boxing Gym and Fitness, located at 4434 Griscom Avenue, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and get lessons from a legend. The magic is in the work, and the work is what breeds champions and legends like your very own former IBF and USBA lightweight champion, Ivan Robinson. Different classes and options are available. To find out more, visit kingdomphilly.com or contact 215-839-1400. That's 215-839-1400. The gym is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's kingdomphilly.com to find out more. This Side of Jersey podcast, the number one podcast in the world.
You already know it.
Self-appointed. Quick run through the team. I am one of your four hosts. My name is Steven. I go by Ugly Steven on Instagram.
My name's Tori. I go by Perks to be in Tour.
I Robinson03_.
You already know this is B. B.
Yes, sir. And we got Tay behind the cameras. Shout out to Tay. Korean Tay _ I believe on Instagram. All right. Today we have a special guest. We are very, very excited to bring to you. But first, we're going to get into our layup lines. Ready? Ready, I?
Yes, sir.
Ready, set, go. Top 5 point guards of all time.
Dame Lillard, Magic, Steph. I said Magic, and who's gonna be my fifth? Chris Paul.
Favorite player to never get a ring.
Dame.
Henny or Don Julio?
I'm gonna go Don.
Paid in Full or Boys in the Hood?
Paid in Full, absolutely.
Draco or Kanye?
Drake.
Swaggy or Mirfontaine? Time's up. You got out slick, bro. You got out slick. Tori, you ready?
I'm ready.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Ready?
Ready.
Set. Go. City or beach?
City.
Books or movies?
Movies.
Wine or beer?
Wine.
Big spoon or little spoon?
Little spoon.
Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Spring or autumn?
Autumn.
Butterfly or bumblebees?
Bees.
Snail or slug?
You did this on purpose, snail.
Ronnie or PJ?
Oh my God, neither.
Bar or club?
Bar.
All right, time's up. How you gonna say neither Ronnie or PJ?
Because I can't pick.
That's crazy.
Mean. I got 5 brothers. You gonna make me pick between 2.
Hey, man.
That's loyal.
Only got room for one on this boat.
Somebody gotta go.
All right, Kate, are you ready?
No.
All right. I feel like the guy at the roller coaster drone who you stop the ride. You just press the button anyway. All right, Kate. Ready? Set. Go. Scorsese or Tarantino?
Tarantino.
Passenger or driver?
Driver.
Wine or beer?
Beer.
Early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
Sweating or shivering?
Shivering.
Rom-com or suspense?
Suspense.
Horror or thriller?
Thriller.
That's it.
Oh, I did
Well
good.
done. Yeah, very nice. Very nice.
It wasn't that bad.
That wasn't that bad. That wasn't that bad. It wasn't that
You
bad.
gave me easy ones.
Yeah. Bees. Would you like a few bees?
Yeah, do your thing.
I'll give you a few. All
Alright.
right. Yours are gonna be a little easier though. Okay. All right. Would you rather owe money or owe a favor?
All favorite.
Train or airplane?
Airplane.
Rich and famous or rich and unknown?
Rich and unknown.
Camping or glamping?
What is glamping?
I have no idea.
It's like upscale camping.
Yeah, with like a bed and a
Yeah.
yurt.
Roommates or live alone?
Live alone.
Attend a party or host a party?
Host a party.
Sneakers or dress shoes?
Dress shoes.
Time is up. These are some good questions, yo.
Yeah, facts,
These
facts.
are.
Right?
Yeah. Shout out to whoever made this website.
What is glamping?
Nah, some of these was like tailored to y'all. You feel me? So I do take a little bit of credit.
Yeah,
but
the bug questions threw me off.
yeah.
threw me
I
off.
figured out I mean, I told you.
Yeah.
I was
got some
afraid you were
moves.
going to ask me about sports. Was not ready for that quiz.
Yeah. All right. So like I said, man, we got a special guest today. Just to run through some of the many titles that we have. This is one of the more acclaimed episodes we've been looking forward to, so I think everyone's super excited. Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for being here. So she is a lecturer. She's a lecturer at Rowan University. She is the assistant director of the Writing Center at Rowan University. She is the managing editor of Glassworks, which is the literary journal at Rowan University, which is a vice editor in chief. To me, you are a fellow scholar, fellow friend, fellow writer, fellow scholar, collaborator now. Yeah, we'll talk about that soon, but collaborator. Can I please read your dating bio?
Sure.
All right.
Dating bio.
This is her dating bio. Olympic gold medalist in binge watching, antiques enthusiast, intersectional feminist, anarcho baby, Black Lives Matter, all cops are bad. That's what that means, right?
No, it means all cops are bastards.
Bastards. Okay, sorry. That was bad. All right,
Both,
my bad. Yeah,
both.
both. Right.
Both
yeah.
of them.
cops are bad,
LGBTQ
even
plus
your dad.
rights are human rights, and in this house we do not fuck fascists. Above all else, she is my friend. I'm excited to introduce her. Her name is Cate Romano, ladies and gentlemen. We're very excited.
Welcome aboard. Welcome.
Welcome, Kate.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. How do you feel?
Nervous, which is my default state.
Word. You'll be fine.
Thank
You'll
you.
be fine. You'll
I'm
totally
sure
be
I
fine.
will be too.
Yeah. We got you here when we were planning out episodes because you have an interesting background. You have an
say
interesting
so.
background. You have your studies are interesting. Your studies are definitely interesting. So why don't you start with saying a little bit about you?
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
just-
always the best question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you already know
yeah.
all the things. You said them all.
Like where are you from? Let's start there.
Okay, I grew up in Burlington, New Jersey, so not far from here.
Yeah.
You're around.
And now I live in Glassboro. I've never lived more than 30 minutes from Philadelphia, and don't
Wise.
ever want to. Yeah. What else is there to say about me?
Tell us about your upbringing.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what you're asking?
Yeah, you know where I'm going.
Yeah.
you
Okay.
know where I'm going.
So I was raised Wiccan, and I always went to like private Christian schools, but at home we were Wiccan, and like private Christian schools, including college, where I majored in religious studies for 4 years and wrote a thesis called "What Would Buddha Do," and then decided I didn't want to do that anymore and stopped doing it.
Yeah.
And just got like gradually less attached to believing in shit.
Can you, for people who don't know what like a Wiccan is, could you explain what that is?
Yeah, so also known as witches, is what a lot of Wiccans call themselves, and it's basically like ancient Celtic, European, like pre-Christian pagan religion stuff. Like cobbled together for modern audiences. It's kind of like culturally appropriative, except that, the cultures that are being appropriated from aren't oppressed. So I guess the Irish kind of are by the British. But anyway, that's a different episode, I guess.
Yeah.
What was the question? What's a Wiccan?
Yeah.
Okay. So, we have 8 big holidays. They're like every 6 weeks. So there's the solstices and then the equinoxes, and then halfway between each of those, there's another holiday. And there's this thing called the Wheel of the Year. And it's like the life cycle of the goddess, because it's a polytheistic religion, but if there's one god or whatever, it's a goddess. Yeah.
Can I ask what does the practice of these holidays look like?
Well, it's different because they're like seasonal, but you would always cast like a sacred circle with like an athame, which is a ceremonial knife, or you would use salt. So like I think that's in like Hocus Pocus, and that's not bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Salt really is a thing, and you call the 4 corners and the air and shit. Kind of like if you're playing with Ouija, like you summon people to come be there with you. And then you like dance around. So like if it's Samhain, which is Halloween, your favorite, there's a big bonfire and you dance around the bonfire at night. But if it's Beltane, which is the exact opposite of on the calendar from Samhain, that's during the day. And there's like a maypole, which is, you've probably all seen this. It's a really tall pole with ribbons coming down from the top. And then people dance around it in like opposite directions so that they weave the stuff around the pole.
I think that literally is in like Hocus Pocus, like everything that you just told.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
really.
it's in
I'm
midsummer
sorry.
too.
It is in
Yeah.
Midsummer.
It's in midsummer, yeah.
Yeah. So, and that specifically, so there's like a wreath at the top of this pole, and that's supposed to be like yonic, and then the pole is phallic, and the whole thing is supposed to symbolize the marriage of the god and the goddess, and then all summer they're going to be like pregnant and bearing fruit and stuff, and then the god dies in the winter with the solstice. Yeah.
Very interesting.
And this is every 6 weeks.
Yeah, if
Roughly,
you can
yeah.
can find a coven to practice with.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, excuse me, I don't know how to really say this.
You're fine.
But like when you practice or whatever, do you like do spells like how people assume like witches do and stuff?
Some people do. I like our family practice never was that we believed that those things were effective.
Okay.
My mom was already into like spiritual woo-woo bullshit before she found Wicca. So some of that came with her. And she was like, being into like the power of intention and stuff. But not really spells so much. And also like that's manipulative and coercive.
Right.
So we weren't really about that.
Okay.
So coming up, you said it was like your mother who was kind of like, and then how many, did you have any siblings?
I have a much older half brother, and I had a much older half sister, who were out of the house by the time my mom got into this.
So taking in that, was it like something you guys took to easily, or was it kind of like hard that she was, I guess, that it was a practice in the household?
Oh, I was real into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little kid
Same
getting to
for-
be like, I'm a witch.
Yeah.
Like that was very
Right.
exciting.
Same for your siblings?
My sister was into it. I think my brother was just kind of like, yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it hard like practicing that at home, but then going to school and learning like about the other religions, or
It was probably harder for my teachers than it was for me.
you challenged them a lot?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fire.
Yeah. Sorry.
I like that.
So, all right, so you challenged them a lot, obviously, which
Yeah.
means you had a lot of qualms with,
Yeah.
like, some
stuff not
things.
being consistent.
Yeah. So
Right.
let's talk about that. What was some things that you noticed that were inconsistent?
I mean, I'm pretty sure that Jesus said that the only law that matters is like loving your neighbor like you love God. Well, love God and then love your neighbor like you love God. And then we've got people out here talking about like Leviticus and shit like that still matters. So that's a problem for me. so many other things.
A lot.
Yeah.
I could be here all day.
Yeah.
We had an episode about religion that was really like more targeted at Christianity more than religion, I think. And why it's good to have this conversation with you is because you to my understanding, you have kind of like a less biased look at other religions. Like you kind of like are more educated here. You know what I mean? To kind of like look at more religions. So like, what are some consistencies? So like, I think we can all point out a lot of like problems with Christianity, but what are some, like, there might be problems with other religions that you find contradictions in? Like what other problems do you see in other religions?
I mean, anything hierarchical is gonna bug me. As an anarcho baby.
Yeah.
By which I just mean like baby anarchist. I don't know a whole lot yet, but I mean, there's misogyny like real baked into most of them, and all the other isms. You know, this is a good question.
So I guess to give you like a frame of reference, like I recently came across a post that I had to like look up, and I was like, there's no way this is true. And it was saying like, this scripture says like slavery is okay, and this scripture says like stay loyal to your master, and this one says like you can offer up your daughter but not your son.
Yeah, the OT's full of that stuff.
Yeah, bro. Like I just found out about the biblical I forgot the character, the people, but
that's in reference, so that was in a different time and everything. Yeah.
Right, but should we get an updated like?
But that's
look of
what
life?
that's.
Well, no,
why-
because it was like the way they were speaking was in a different type of term, because like as a man back then, like you could go into slavery and get like paid and stuff like that. It wasn't talking about like Western type of like slavery or whatever.
All
so
right.
it was kind of different.
So let me tell you about something that bothers me that I think is just nuts any time frame. Bro, I don't know the characters, but it was a story where this dude was housing another dude in his crib, and the people of the town, the men of the town, came to the crib and was like, bring him outside, we want to butt fuck him.
This is Sodom and Gomorrah.
Sodom and Gomorrah, correct.
Yeah, this is Lot.
They said,
and
the man that
his
you're
family.
housing, bring him outside, we want to butt fuck him, basically is what it was said. Then the dude who was housing him was like begging them to go away and not take him, and he literally said, you can take my daughter.
What?
I'm like, that's nuts in any just no time frame. Like, you feel me?
I
Like,
can't even wrap my
yeah,
brain
bro.
around any of that.
The dude was a stranger, bro. He wasn't
Yeah.
the family, bro. Like they said, he was a person that he was like a out of town friend almost or something like that. And he said, literally, you can take my daughter and do whatever you want.
That is wild.
That's
like-
a hospitality thing, because hospitality was like
What
super
scripture was
big.
that? That's wild.
Yeah, that's Sodom and
I'll pull
Gomorrah.
it. Yeah, yeah.
The dude's name was Lot. Pretty sure.
Yeah. It's all starting
That's
to come back
crazy.
now.
I don't think I'm conflating two different stories.
Let's look it up. Bro, Bees, I'm telling you, I saw
Yeah,
this post and
fact checks.
I looked at every single one, bro, because I was like, there's no way, bro.
Yeah.
And I was like, and lo and behold, bro, it was literally there.
That's wild.
I'm like, son. It was literally saying be like loyal to your slave master. And I understand slavery, like I guess there was a section of slavery that was like, what were you saying, Bees? That was like a job almost, bro. But nah, bro,
Yeah,
it wasn't. Like, you feel me?
Like I learned in my I learned in my history class, like the ones that built like the pyramids and stuff, like when they dug up like the I guess like the after remains, that they found that it was actual like barracks or whatever, and like families used to go out there like seasonally, and they'll go out there and like the men would go like build the pyramids and stuff, and then like the families would actually like move out there and stuff like that, and they got paid with like food or something. Like they got paid with food. They didn't get paid with like money or some shit like that. Yeah, because in some seasons like they couldn't farm or whatever, so that was like their form of work. But that's just like my knowledge.
That's literally slavery without like whips, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Slavery with extra steps.
Yeah, that's just like slavery isn't just like the whiplashing. You know what I'm saying? It's you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Slaving to another
yeah,
person.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
It's coerced labor without
Yeah.
compensation.
Yeah.
Without
You
like
feel me?
appropriate compensation.
yeah. So like Yeah, it probably wasn't gory back then, but then it obviously got out of hand. And why are we still looking
Oh
at
no,
this
I
book
was,
as like,
yeah, bro. They were
you feel
still
me?
getting deep in certain stuff like that, but I mean, the difference from Western was like people was like captured. These people like willingly like went because they were just so poor. Like that's all like the work that they had or shit. So that was just like a different type of slavery. Like it was.
This Side of Jersey podcast, the number one podcast in the world, is brought to you by Sleeves Inc. Antoine Dickerson and his business partners provide a customized product to organizations that you cannot find anywhere else. They design athletic sleeves to accent teams' uniforms for high school, college, and professional sports. A one-of-one product that's exclusive for each particular team. They offer arm sleeves, headbands, gladiator masks, wristbands, mouthpieces, and socks. And they are still also in the process of expanding their catalog. Visit Sleeves Inc. on Instagram, that's SleeveZinc on Instagram, and DM your order to get a 3 to 5 business day shipping deal on your order. Do you think there needs to be order? Do you think there needs to be religion for order? Do you feel that way?
No. And I mean, I think order's a little overrated. Mm-hmm. But
Why do you think that?
well, as an anarcho baby, no. But I mean, like, I think that I don't know that we're ever going to see anything like what I imagine, but I think that if we hadn't all grown up under, like patriarchy and white supremacy and all this other shit in these authoritarian states with borders and crap, I think that we could organize ourselves differently, and we could all be like kind of a very flat team structure, to borrow from Doctor Who. And we wouldn't necessarily need religion. We could figure some other shit out. Yeah. But I think that we could cooperate.
Do you believe do you understand what I mean when I say that people who don't acknowledge that there is a God, is that the same as saying like I look at God as an absolute of good? Is that a fair assumption? Is that a fair scale?
How on earth would I know that?
Would you agree with that statement?
I don't know that I believe in God.
Okay. Do you believe that
And
there's
not you're being like,
yeah,
like
because
you
God's
believe
just
in
like
a higher-
God's just like the word, honestly.
Yeah,
but like,
that's what I-
do you believe there's another
Higher power.
realm of yeah.
So when I was a kid, I called what you're talking about the creator of all being, or the Coab for short.
Okay.
And now I say the universe because that's more neutral. And,
That's usually what
and might and might not involve any kind of like intelligent manipulator. We might not be in a sim. I don't know that there's anything like supernatural going on. It might just all be science. I kind of hope it's all just science because I'm tired and I wouldn't mind just being able to sleep forever when I die.
Facts.
Instead of having to like go to another job.
Another like
Yeah. Figure all new shit out, be the new kid at school
Right.
again. But if there is a God, I cannot be convinced that it's anything but just pure good and love.
yeah.
Yeah. Like, there's no point even trying to change my mind. I'm not going to bring my table and tablecloth and sign.
See, like that's how I feel, bro.
Agreed.
too.
That was
I-
that
that's-
was a pretty good.
That was
Yeah.
good.
that was right on the nail.
Yeah. I kind of like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. To not think there's something just higher.
Yeah.
Like you think everything can be explained with science.
Definitely
everything.
not.
Everything can be proven like that's why it's that way.
No.
And this is how the world started. And like, that's how I feel when I think of like, you don't even think like there was some crazy just like creation to us. You know what I'm saying? Like that had to come from something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, maybe you're not as gross as I am, but you've never like left something sitting out too long and it, like life has occurred there.
Like, what do you mean, like it gets moldy? And
Yeah.
stuff? I'm like, what do you mean, like?
So is that your explanation or your
Spontaneously
justification
occurring life? You know, nobody needed to like. I guess I instigated that, but I'm God in that situation. But
Right.
Yeah.
Because you left it out.
and I don't know that it needs to be explained. That things need to be explained for them to be, for them to belong to science. You know, just because we can't explain it doesn't mean that it's inexplicable. We just don't have the tools to measure it, or the language to describe it, or the, rods and cones to perceive it. Because there are other animals that can see way more colors than we can.
Then we can, yeah.
Yeah, I learned that recently. Freaked me out. Not fair, but I want to see all the colors. Yeah. Oh, but so I think the reason that you invited me to come here is because I said to you that I'm on a need-to-know basis with the universe, and until I need to know, I'm not going to worry about it. So, yeah.
That sounds like Hakuna Matata.
Literally.
Bro,
And
you
I
feel
like
me?
that.
High key.
Need to know.
See, don't overcomplicate anything.
Yes.
You know what I
Short,
mean?
simple, to the point.
Yeah, and I mean, I have anxiety about everything else, but not about that.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
That's
I'm
fine,
kind of
though.
the same way. Like, I'll have anxiety about everything, but then I'll just be like, I'm just very much like, the universe is like going to figure it out. And then it just kind of like,
Yeah, it just is what it is.
yeah.
Right.
Like I feel like an example of like where I feel like it exists is like if you meet someone, and like it's like electric.
Yeah.
Like everything is like y'all like the same things, or like you know what I mean, like a genuine just like connection. That's like come on, bro, science.
Yeah. I mean, if you were inside of machines that could take pictures of your brains when that occurred, we'd be able to see shit going on. And there's like pheromones and stuff if it happens in person.
But why that person?
Like how it connected in both of our brains, but we're in
Yeah.
two different bodies.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That shit's wild.
What about like manifesting things and like putting energy into things and those things happening?
I think that's just like,
Yeah, that's definitely not science. No?
well, I think there's a little bit of like, okay, when you had Core 2 with Drew, did he do the thing about like who has a car, who drives a car, and did he ask like, no?
Who
You
drives
do
a
just
car?
you do it anyway
Okay.
because I don't.
What
think
kind
I-
of car do you drive?
A Volkswagen,
What color is it?
silver.
Do you like notice other silver Volkswagens when you're driving?
Yeah,
More since you got that car?
literally. And I do that with like my friends' cars too and stuff.
Yeah, I do it
Yeah.
with white Jeeps because of Clueless. So that's been
Yeah,
like 25
like,
years.
I know what you mean though, and I thought I was the only one who did stuff like that.
Nope, we all do it, and that's the thing. Whatever
learned-
you were just talking about that I've already forgotten about.
I learned about it in psychology when I was in high school, and I forget what, but basically it was the same thing, but with people's names. So like it was like if you have like if you're going through something with somebody, like a particular person, and their name's Steven, you could be watching a show and the main character's name is what? Steven, and like it just kind of stands out more.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah. So if you're looking for it, you're gonna notice it more.
you're gonna see it. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're manifesting it, if you're trying to manifest it, then you're also taking steps to bring it around, and those things are gonna have.
Yeah, the universe doesn't know that like good or bad though when you think of things. So like you could be like, like I don't want this to happen. I don't want this to happen. I don't want this to happen. Shit, it happened. Like, and you're like, I didn't want it to happen, but like, it
Constantly
doesn't
thinking
know.
about it.
Like you're constantly thinking about it, so you're manifesting it, whether it's good or bad, whether you want it to happen or not. Crazy.
I don't think I'm sold.
I do
don't
believe
think I'm
I
sold.
do believe there's a thing as like, I mean, manifesting, so you're putting the energy out there,
Yeah.
like, I mean, you're creating the good energy, but I also think in the same sense, if you're manifesting something, then you're obviously taking the steps to get to that place
Yeah.
too. So like you're
That's
putting yourself in the
obviously right,
situations
like,
and in the,
But I'm
you know what I mean?
I'm thinking more of the more like not taking the action. Like I feel like if you put energy into like
Really though, what is it that you're gonna want that you don't also take actions about?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, what are you gonna just like sit there passively and be like, I hope this happens, but I'm not gonna
Like,
do anything
Brady,
about
here's
it?
an example. Like
the reason why I would say it's not science in that regard is because it doesn't always work.
Well, yeah,
Right.
Because
that's
you can
why it
manifest
is
something
science.
and still fail.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Then you
but
can manifest it and it still work. So if
If
it's
it were-
science,
But then
like,
that's
you
also
all-
that-
if it were
like-
real, then it would work every time.
right.
But if it's science, wouldn't that make it law? Like
No,
No.
it's like, you know what I mean?
No.
You lost me a little.
So I feel like if it's like if it's science, that means that it exists. It's law. Like there's no, it's like a rule. Like 2 + 2 = 4. Like if that's what it is, there's no, you can't cut that any other way to make it what it is. It is what it is. So therefore, if you're doing it, wait, let me bring it back. I lost it. 2 + 2 = 4. That's science. That exists. That's what it is. You can't change that. So if it works sometimes and doesn't work sometimes, like 2 + 2 is always going to equal 4. It's never going to not equal 4. So if something's working sometimes and not working sometimes, that means that it can be disproven. You feel what I'm saying?
Actually,
is disprove the word? Disproved?
Yeah.
The word?
Yeah. And so here's the thing. We can't disprove that manifesting things works.
Right.
So
can't.
Yeah. We can't like scientifically measure it. And that's a problem. Like, it's a problem for science, not for me.
Yeah.
I'm assuming science is
who
the
need, like, a
science being the
foundation.
opposition of believing in God. I'm saying, right? Like I'm using these two as contrasts.
Right.
Like evolution versus God, like how people
Like to not believe in God, I assume is like because you believe in it can be explained, so therefore it's science. Like you know what I mean? Like
right.
Like those being the two polar opposites. Like there's no in between.
Yeah, I don't know that we need to be that like binary about it and mutually exclusive.
How do you not be binary about the existence of something?
Well, I mean, Catholics are like down with evolution now.
Yeah. Are they?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Catholics aren't the one with the problem with that. That's the evangelical Christians.
Is this a new thing, or has this always been this way?
Recent-ish. Yeah.
So how can we infiltrate the Christian population? How can we do that then? So basically, you're telling me these things can be infiltrated.
I don't even know. Ask Trump how he did it.
Honestly.
I don't think I want to talk to that guy.
Me neither, but
All right, I want to do some more research and talk more because I'm not sold, bro. I think there's something that are so unexplainable, like you just cannot.
Yeah.
And the fact that it happened, therefore, is like, okay, so how? You feel me?
I just feel
I'm gonna do my research though.
I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like even anything within like the body or like the brain specifically, it's still really hard because like your brain, like some people have stuff in their brain who other people don't. You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? Like, say you're on like a drug or something and your brain is like opened up to all of those things. Like, I don't know. Like, to have that connection with somebody else like that isn't on a drug or, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I think that I don't think it would be science, even though your brain is kind of like scientists would test out your brain. But for stuff to happen like a coincidence or
That's what I'm saying. Like those things, like
Yeah.
that. Those are the things that I'm like a coincidence. Like the craziest, like you know what I'm saying? Just like I don't know, bro. Next time I get caught in a moment where I'm like, holy shit, I'll call all of you on FaceTime and I'll be like, yo, look what the fuck just happened. Find that in the fucking Newton's Law or some shit.
or like even deja vu.
that's just a glitch
Yeah,
in the
deja
Matrix.
vu. Explain
We
that
all
to
know
me.
that. It's a glitch in the Matrix, Steven. Come on.
Definitely a glitch.
Okay, so that means they're a matrix.
Well, yeah, we're a simulation.
So that means it's somebody running this shit.
Yeah, monsters, aliens.
All right, so maybe them niggas is the
machines.
gods.
So
All right, so I'm saying it's somebody else.
Humans made the machines, and then the machines became sentient, and that's why you should always thank your Google Home or whatever you have.
Oh.
Oh yeah, you say that all the time.
I do
Yes.
not want to die first.
Yeah, she is super nice to all of her artificial intelligence.
Except when I'm not.
Because they're gonna be the ones that take us out.
I'm gonna be the first to go then,
iRobot.
You think we're gonna be first to go?
I'm gonna
It
be the
scares
first to go.
me.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I hate them shits. Like my mom has a Google Home. Or
I don't-
Yeah, they're on your head.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
get
I
them
don't
shits out of the
support-
house. They're always listening. Like, nah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
No
gonna be first to go.
fact.
Yeah.
They're gonna get me first to school though.
So what do you do when you're nice to them? What's that look like?
Well, I say please and thank you and stuff.
I say please and thank you to Siri.
Yeah.
Do you really?
I do.
I do not.
And Alexa has you can turn on a thing with Alexa where she'll like respond to you if you say thank you. So she's like, "You're welcome, Kate. Have a great Sunday."
Oh.
And it's real scary.
That's actually really scary. You ever see what's that Disney movie with the it was a movie before its time, Smart House. Have you ever seen that? Oh my goodness, it's literally a Disney movie. It came out in like 2000 and it's a house that's smart. Like it's a robot house, but then she starts wilding and she can like do she just controls everything in the house.
Yeah, so
Oh, you talking about that Disney movie?
Yeah, Smart House. Yeah. And it was crazy. And I remember watching it like, why would anybody ever want this much technology like in their house, not knowing like in 10 years like life would be like this.
If you ever want to watch really wonderful stuff on YouTube, look up like Kitchen of the Future stuff from the 50s.
Oh, can you do that right now?
Yeah, we can.
Because I want to see, is it kind of like what we have now or no?
Very
Very futuristic.
It's very futuristic. We don't have a lot of it yet. I would like it. It's beautiful.
What's it called?
Well, there's a Kitchen of the Future thing from Monsanto at like the 1950-something World Fair.
I just want to see a picture, like.
I'll type in
What were they
Kitchen of the
thinking?
Future's future 1950s.
When I think of our future, like I be thinking like we're really in space, like flying cars.
Yeah, flying
like,
cars. Where
yeah.
are they? They're overdue.
Oh wow,
They
Way
definitely have
overdue.
flying cars, like somewhere.
Yeah.
They have a lot of stuff that we
You
don't
know,
know
I
about.
figure they make movies about shit, so they definitely
Exactly.
have shit. Like,
Exactly.
there's no way they don't know that.
I love
shit,
that
you know?
logic.
They make movies about it, like they
We know about it. Somebody knows about it for sure. Yeah.
my dad has a conspiracy theory that he thinks that the Purge is an experiment to see how people respond to it.
Listen, I'm with your dad. I'm not mad at that statement.
Everything just
watched
seems
The Purge the
possible
other day,
now.
too.
Word.
It's
You know what I mean?
like-
Like I entertain
Yeah.
every thought because I'm like that's so like
Yeah.
everything.
Wait,
anything's possible.
so
Yeah.
I didn't even know that there was a new Purge, but there was a new Purge, and I started to watch it. I didn't finish it. And it kind of reminds me of something that would literally happen in today's world. So I definitely agree with him. It was like, I don't know if it was a new Purge or an old Purge. I don't watch them like that because they scare me because I feel like they could happen. But it basically, like, all the rich people, like, they got, like, they didn't have to purge. Like, just the poor people did. And so, like, basically it was just taking out all the poor people. But they were watching them, like, on TV, like
Fucking
on
game
some
or
Hunger
something.
Games. Yeah. Like,
bro, they're giving out holidays like they're fucking free water bottles on a hot day.
okay.
So you get Kanye West his own day, you get everybody else's own day. What if these white people just want to be like, I'm gonna classify all white people, but you know which one I'm talking about.
Right.
What if they want to be like, all right, we're gonna get a holiday and it's gonna be called Cleanse Day, and we're just gonna, only in our towns. We're just doing it in our towns,
Right.
and then like 3 black people go missing, and then the next year. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
whatever the fuck. And then in 10 years, they just do that. And then who's going to stop them? Because the cops already fuck with them.
But that's,
So,
like, literally, like
who's really going to stop it?
stop. That just reminded me of, I listened to this podcast called,
I know what you're going to say.
it's not true crime,
Oh,
Crime
never mind.
Junkies. It's called Crime Junkies. And I just listened, and it was like this serial killer. And it happened in Toronto. And it was like they have like this thing called the Village. So it's kind of like the neighborhood. So it's called the Village. And it was like happening in like the 80s, 90s, whatever. So all like randomly gay people would go missing. But like it was never like, oh man, like, something's going on. To the people in the village, they were like, something's going on. But the cops, they weren't listening. So it all came back to this one guy. And they weren't even mind you, like this one guy was connected in all the cases, and they weren't even looking at him because he just seemed like a normal guy, like friends. And whole time, he was a serial killer and killed over like 200 people from this village within like the span of a couple of years, like crazy, like
Wow.
yeah,
That's a lot.
yeah. It was really crazy, like, and he was what was he? He would do like yard work for like richer people, and he had like a really good relationship with one family, and they were never home, and he just had all these bodies buried in their backyard because he did landscape for these people. So the cops never thought of putting him together with all these cases because he did landscape for them. Like nobody's looking at your landscaper. Isn't that crazy? Like,
I'm not going to lie. I think if I had that clue that he was a landscaper, I think I would definitely visit some of his
Well,
sites.
now
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
this was like
I'm saying
in
like
the-
if they had that clue.
Right.
Definitely, I think I would have.
but yeah,
Well, they
weren't
also
even-
needed to care, and I'm sure they did
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the time,
right.
missing
especially
ingredient.
at the
That's the bigger
time.
problem.
Yeah.
That's yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, you can't make bread without. Well, I guess you can't. Never mind. Ignore that.
yeah.
That was about to be a banger. I know it
I was
was.
gonna say you can't make bread without yeast, but that's literally what matzo is, and
That was
so yeah.
So that was a
But
fail.
it's different. Yeah, it would be a cracker.
Yeah.
Not opposed to those.
Yeah, sometimes saltines are what you want.
I actually love saltines.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna front.
I didn't growing up, but I've come to appreciate
I've
them.
always liked them.
Give me a
Like
solid
I just
graham
eat
cracker.
them. I don't even. Yo, I tweeted the other day, like graham crackers are slept on.
Yo, honey graham crackers, bro.
What?
I love graham crackers.
Yo, I love.
Them joints
So
fire.
like, and then I had this debate with my friend where I was like, where we talked about if you're eating a graham cracker solo, you got to get the ones with like the cinnamon sugar, like they're good, but like you can't use like the cinnamon sugar ones on a s'mores because then that's doing a lot.
Oh.
You feel me?
Yeah,
Graham crackers are so slept on.
I like graham crackers.
Do you ever eat them like with milk? Like,
No, you do?
well, my parents both did before they met each other,
it's
so they were
good?
like, "This is why we're meant to get married."
That's cute.
The
That's
graham
like a
cracker
cute
thing.
quirk.
Yeah, they're cute. But yeah, it's good. I recommend it.
I'm gonna try that. I
Yeah.
actually have graham crackers at home.
It's all mushy and yeah, if you like that kind of thing.
I do.
This Side of Jersey podcast, the #1 podcast in the world, is brought to you by the Puddin' Palace. Now, we have had the luxury and the honor of seeing this business grow from a small venture out of Miranda's kitchen to a full storefront located at 211 West Clinton Avenue in Oakland, New Jersey. Now, I know exactly what you're thinking, right? My mom makes pudding. I love it. My grandma makes it. Why would I ever abandon that? Listen, I'm going to tell you exactly why you would abandon that. Okay? This is exactly why. This is not normal pudding, ladies and gentlemen. The flavors are unreal. They have regular banana. They have birthday cake. They have cinnamon toast crunch, Dunkaroo, cookie madness, strawberry lemonade. The list goes on. My personal favorite, thanks for asking, is the strawberry shortcake. It comes with the crumbs. It's the real deal. All right? It is the real deal. They have full-size pans. They have personal size servings. They have gift boxes. You cannot go wrong. All right, so make your way to the Puddin' Palace, again located at 211 West Clinton Avenue in Oakland, New Jersey. Also on the website at www.thepuddinpalace.com. It is pudding with no G at the end. So again, that's www.thepuddinpalace.com. You also make your own ice cream. You fell in love with that.
Yeah.
Wait,
So,
like,
yeah.
Hold on.
what? Because I am like,
Let's start. I feel like I'm just gonna we're at the point now.
She's just gonna start saying
I'm gonna
things
start
that you
saying
know
all
about
the interesting
me.
things. Yeah, we're just gonna start just throwing all the interesting
I
things out.
like am an ice cream enthusiast. Like I love ice cream.
Let's talk about ice cream.
Yeah,
Wait,
I
so
eat
like-
it every day.
Yeah,
Could
okay,
be.
these me too. I was just
Came out
eating
of
cookies
nowhere.
and cream before I came.
Every day.
Like,
Hey, Bree, it's not me. You feel me?
listen.
Ice cream or pizza?
Oh my God, I don't like these questions.
All right, that was
Pizza.
a quick. I thought it was gonna be a quick bang. Wow, never mind.
I think I'm gonna do pizza
Okay,
too.
back to the
I want pizza right now. I think
Yeah.
so,
back
but
to the
that's
main
why.
attraction, ice cream. Let's keep
Yeah,
it.
so
Let's keep it.
how do you do that? Like,
Well, there's lots of ways. I'll start at the beginning, okay?
Yeah.
All right, so my very best friend loves tea berry ice cream milkshakes from Franklin Fountain. That's actually not even the beginning. A couple years ago, we went to a drive-in movie in East Gibbet, Pennsylvania, and spent the night there, and we had just so much junk food and no water and a lot of beer, and we were very, very sick. And I had brought some Pepto-Bismol with me, because I wasn't feeling great the day before. So we're checking out of the motel, and I'm like chugging Pepto in the car, and he was like, "Oh, you bitch, you're holding out on me," and like grabbed it out of my hand and chugged it. I didn't know this until much later. He had never had Pepto-Bismol until then, and he loved it because he's a pervert. So he loves tea berry milkshakes from the Franklin Fountain. Couldn't get them all through the pandemic. Bought tea berry extract because tea berry is the flavor of Pepto. It's a plant that is not a mint, but it's kind of wintergreen.
but it's minty.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah. So he likes that chalky mint
ew.
flavor.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to judge.
No, go judge. I'm judging. Judge the shit out of him. He deserves it. I'm very mean to him and like nobody else. And people are like, "Do you like each other?"
Sometimes.
More than anyone else. But so he got some tea berry extract and like mixed it with vanilla ice cream, and that was a mistake. So I have another friend who makes ice cream all the time and has made me ice cream for my birthday. And I was like, "Hey, do you want to collab on a birthday present?" Because his birthday's in June. And she was like, "Duh, of course I do." So we were obviously going to make tea berry, and then we also decided to make avocado because he eats avocados every day. Like he puts
too.
them in his like oatmeal.
Oh, I don't
Pervert.
do that, but I
Pervert.
put it in my soup.
Yeah, I mean
It's
that's savory, so that would be good.
yeah.
Oatmeal
Oatmeal.
though? Yeah. That's a little.
I don't eat it. So
I feel like that kind of fits.
So
But-
tea berry and avocado. And then we were like, all right, well, while we're at it, we've got pink and green. Let's make chocolate. He loves chocolate. And then it was like, it looked like Neapolitan ice cream.
Oh, that's cute.
I called it Neapolitan because it's not Neapolitan. So that was his birthday present. And my friend that makes ice cream all the time had borrowed a bunch of the freezer bowls from her family because they all do this. They all have the same machine and they all do this. So she brought a bunch and she left her machine in one of the bowls with me. And I was like, well, as long as I have this, let me take advantage.
Let me put it to use.
Yeah. So I made, what did I make? I made goat cheese and honey.
I love goat cheese.
It was too much like froyo for me, but other people liked it. Like if you like froyo, you'll like it.
I do like
To me, froyo tastes like disappointment because I want it to be soft serve ice cream.
It's an imposter.
I still eat exactly what it is. So I did that, and then brown butter amaretto, which was real good.
Sounds so good.
Yeah.
I need ice cream.
Didn't you do a bacon one?
I didn't do bacon, but bacon's a thing. I did corn.
Corn?
Is that the one that you told me and I was like
that's
blown away?
different.
I did corn. I did tahini. I was gonna do beer.
How was? Oh, you lost me.
The beer is gonna be fine when I get the right beer. I got the wrong beer, and I reduced it to make a syrup, and it just really smelled and tasted like beef stew, and I wasn't gonna make that mistake, waste the dairy products on it.
Wait, can we go back to corn?
Yeah.
It tasted like corn.
Yeah.
On the cob.
Yeah.
But it was ice cream.
Yeah.
That would have fucked up what?
Yeah,
Like
it's weird.
the
It's
texture.
uncomfortable. It's good, but also uncomfortable.
That seems uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So can you make like anything?
Yeah.
That's
We
awesome.
might be in contact.
I
Oh,
made
facts.
I made vegan blueberry coconut. I'm gonna make vegan lavender.
Oh, I
gonna
need
make-
parts. I love lavender.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm gonna make oatmeal roasted banana, like maple. That's
That
gonna be
sounds
vegan too because I'm gonna use oat milk.
That's-
fire, right?
Actually,
Oh my
like
god,
maple
with some
syrup.
walnuts.
That's a good one. I like that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
like
fire.
envisioning. I'm sorry.
It's
I'm
gonna
like
be good.
envisioning
Don't
a
be
bowl
sorry.
of it. Like if you were
fire.
just to come to my
Yeah.
like show up at my house, you don't even know where I live, and you were just like, so I made this ice cream, and I thought about the one time I did the podcast with you, and
Yeah.
This is
that would
what I
be
came up
nice.
with.
And you know what I wouldn't call that? Fucking science. I would call it fucking destiny or something.
That's the word. Definitely
I
destiny.
would definitely not call it science.
I know a lot of people love ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
facts.
that's awesome.
That's a good job.
I saw this thing on YouTube called Nice Cream. Like I was vegan for like 3 months, so I like make ice cream that's not cream, but it tastes like it.
What do you mean
Like
it's
it
not
tastes like ice
As
cream.
opposed to what?
Like it's not milk.
Yeah. What are you using? Like coconut milk?
No, I use bananas.
Oh yes. Oh my gosh. I don't know
so
if it's still
good.
there, but there used
And-
to be a place in Glassboro that would do like banana whip things. They would just put a frozen banana into a machine and it would come out full of like
It is
air.
so I never had that.
It's so good.
But the nice cream, like you can make it any flavor. My favorite was I would do Reese's cups. Sorry, Stevie. It sucks, but that was my favorite. He's allergic to peanut butter, and I always forget.
I'm allergic to peanut butter.
That's right.
Are you allergic to peanut
I'm
butter?
not allergic to shit.
Really?
Me either.
Appreciate that. That's a luxury.
Mm-hmm.
Having
I
to go
do.
places and ask like, oh, do you have this in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, my friend who makes the ice cream can't eat hardly anything. It's not like technically an allergy, but she has a sensitivity to nightshade foods. So like tomatoes, potatoes.
Nightshades, like underground.
It's like a family of plants. So it includes potatoes, tomatoes, peppers, eggplants,
I love vegetables.
some like
So-
fruits, some unexpected fruits, I think. There's just so much shit she can't have.
I've never. That would be my gem if we did gem jar. Do y'all know what nightshade? What is it?
Nightshade.
Yeah.
So she's gonna
nightshade.
introduce her gem.
Yeah.
She's gonna preview it the week before.
Tobacco's a nightshade.
And then next week we
she
gonna
gonna, let
all
everybody know.
got it.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Stay tuned,
that's-
guys. Her gems about nightshade. plants
Don't
or
reveal my
whatever it's
secrets too soon.
called. Goodness gracious. Yeah.
That's lit.
Do you want to talk about things? Do we want to talk about what you're working on?
What am I working on?
The thing that
That you're working on?
Oh,
No, I actually was talking about the book.
Sure.
Sure. You want to?
Yeah.
All right.
What do I
'cause-
even do in
No,
my
because
life?
I'm looking. I was just looking at the questions, and like a lot of them are about like a lot of creative things. You know what I mean? Like for you. So we were talking about your memoir that you are working on. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Sure.
Yeah.
So my memoir is called Men Offer Me Cocaine.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. Because there's another memoir, and I meant to look up the author's name. My bad. So everybody, you should Google it. Pause this and Google who wrote Men Explain Things to Me. And then, so men do offer me cocaine a surprising amount of time compared to like my friends who don't get offered cocaine as much. And I don't know what it is that I'm like putting out there. I guess I'm fun looking.
Energy you're putting out.
Yeah. And I've never accepted.
What?
Yeah, no one has ever offered me cocaine that I would want to accept cocaine from.
The universe is conspiring against you.
Well, or the universe is protecting me.
Yeah, that too. That's a good way to look at it.
If the universe is
Facts.
doing anything.
Facts.
Doesn't sound like science to me.
Facts.
Or I am scientifically just not taking cocaine from anybody.
Yeah, no. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah. So men
Let's
say
get-
absurd things to me. I'm
That's
sure that's
crazy.
normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But last week, I matched with a dude who looks like Henry VIII, which means that he's like tall and there's a lot of him and he has red hair and a red beard. And he asked me if I'm a redhead, and I said not naturally. And he said, damn, I was trying to see if you wanted to make some ginger babies. And I was like, LOL, are you? And he was like, only about 10 of them. And then later, I don't know why I was still talking to him. Later, he was like, are you on the pill? And I was like, I have an IUD. And he was like, yeah, you should take that out. And I was like, well, that's a whole medical procedure and it really hurts.
what?
Yeah. And he was like, okay, but like, I'm trying to put a ginger child in you. And I was like, well, I'm infertile. And he was like, then you don't need the IUD.
Yo.
Bull crap.
Yeah.
You're wild.
I would
Yeah.
have throat kicked him
That
through
happens
the
to
That's a
phone.
lot.
me multiple times a week. People say shit like that to me. And I guess I
Yo.
just like entertain it too long. But
Yeah, no.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
sometimes
gotta
I
get
be,
something
like,
for the memoir.
goofy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yo, that's
Rebecca
crazy.
Solnit is who.
Thank you.
Rebecca Solnit is who wrote.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so men offer me cocaine.
Man,
So,
offer
yeah.
me cocaine.
When can we look out for that?
After I die.
Oh.
Yeah.
Post. What's it called when
Nice.
something comes out?
Posthumous.
Is that really how you say it?
Yes.
Stop it. Is that just how you say it?
Posthumous. Yeah. Posthumously published.
So why is the hyphen there?
Where?
There's no. It's not posthumous or whatever it's called.
Nope.
Wait, how do you
Say it one more time.
Posthumous.
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 But it does have that.
No, haven't you seen it with a? I feel like
A
I feel like
hyphen,
maybe
the-
I'm just putting it there in my head. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it may have been like posthumous.
It's
'Cause I'm
definitely a
thinking, like,
Mandela
post and, like,
effect
after.
because, listen,
That's, you feel what I'm saying? So, yo,
bro,
Mandela effect.
for real.
Science.
Right.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Did I just tell you about the Mandela effect? Did I?
You told me
Introduce you
about
to that?
something related to it. I knew about it, but then you said something else that I didn't know, and I don't remember what it was.
So
I
you
didn't
know what
teach
it
you
is?
anything.
Oh, you've taught me all kinds of stuff, Steven.
When I tweeted the other day about the Jiffy thing, like my boyfriend didn't believe me, and I had to put him on to the Mandela effect, and he sat there for like 20 minutes doing quizzes on what it was real and what's fake, and I was like, why would I lie?
Yeah, like, yeah. High key. Super high key. Yeah, no. Our thing that we're working on is like, what do we call it? We just gotta talk about it. There's a lot of pieces going. But I'm gonna have you speak a little bit about it. We partnered on a venture to bring some new experiences, some new things to Rowan University. How do you feel about it? Are you excited? You want to talk a little bit more in detail about it?
I'm beside myself with excitement and just like walking around feeling like, oh boy, Steven asked me.
I mean, who else? Like,
Well, yeah, that is true. Who else
Yeah.
would you ask?
Yeah.
Which doesn't say anything about me. It just says stuff about the department. No shade.
no, because the department are good people, but
Yeah.
you're the standout, so I think it does speak to you.
I don't know if I'm the standout so much as just like I'm who you know.
No, I feel like I could. I disagree.
Let me talk you out of praising me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what you were doing.
Literally.
Yeah, that's my MO. Yeah, my pronouns are like, nope, I do not wish to be observed.
That's fire.
That's a meme, so I won't take credit for it. What was the question? Oh,
What was the question?
what are we working
What are
on?
you guys working
Yeah,
on?
our thing. I'm gonna let you talk about it a little bit.
Which is silly because it's your thing, but okay.
Okay. You're credited as well.
So for anyone who doesn't know, Stephen is an amazing poet and performer. Yeah. Yeah. You like made Symposium this year.
Did I?
Yeah.
That's fire.
It was fire.
Do you want to tell them what Symposium is? For those who-
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah.
So in the program that Stephen and I met through, the grad students every year, the ones that are graduating, get to present their master's projects. They have like 25-ish minutes to do a little bit of reading, talking about their process. They get to answer questions. And most students are super nervous about it, and their stuff isn't like meant to be read aloud, or that's, not how they imagine it anyway. They're not like excited to talk about it. They don't know what they're going to say or how they're going to fill the time. And then Stephen's whole thing is performance.
I was a scapegoat.
Well, you did great.
Thank you.
That was the last year, and then I guess our department chair had a brainwave and wanted you to do a workshop about spoken word for our students, and like in anticipation of or ahead of offering an actual class about it, which is a huge deal. It would be a special topics class at first, which means that we don't have to get it approved through the curriculum committees or whatever, the Senate, the university Senate. You'll probably cut all this stuff out.
No.
We need to know all of that.
Absolutely.
Everything.
Absolutely.
Okay. So you can run a special topics class, I think 3 times before you have to like put a ring on it and make it official.
Okay. 3 times meaning 3 semesters?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So you get to run the special topics class, and then if you want to apply to be a lecturer, that would go on your application, and also you'll put me as a reference. I mean, you know that you would. I didn't have to tell you that, but
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
So you've got some people that are going to come and do like a performance at the beginning of the semester to like draw students in. And then my creative writing class, also my comp class too, but my creative writing class, and I'm teaching the 1 credit thing that's for like the baby writing arts majors to get acclimated to what it means to be a writing arts major. So then those guys, and then your classes or class, we're going to use them as guinea pigs, do like a beta of the actual workshop that you're going to run, then run like the real workshop for the whole university, have another performance kind of thing. Yeah. And you're going to get paid about it, which is appropriate and good.
Fire.
Yep.
Yes.
Super fire.
Yep.
Super fire.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we're super excited. Super excited.
Yeah.
Great thing.
I think so. You've helped a lot too with being the almost like my bodyguard in a sense. Where like, all right, we got to talk to somebody. It's like, all right, Cate, we got to go talk to so and so. I know you know them, but like, you feel me? Nah, but like I said, I think you've opened doors for people as well, though. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Drew wasn't like into me that much until you kind of started like vouching for me, because you had spoken to him. Didn't you speak to him about me prior to Symposium?
I probably gushed about you.
You said you did.
Casually, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I knew you from the writing center.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think that's where the antlers
Maybe.
went up. Yeah.
Maybe.
Because that's what he told me.
I'm sure that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do aggressively hype up the people that I'm a fan of. So.
As you should. I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a good hype man.
I mean, no, we're super excited about it. Too loud for loose leaf is what we decided to call it.
So good.
Yeah,
That is really
good. Cate was also my second reader for Symposium. So like, you write this project and then you have a second reader who's someone on faculty or on the staff, or I don't know what the proper word is, who's kind of like almost like your mentor in a sense as you write it. You know what I mean? And then they kind of help you present it at the end. You know what I'm saying? So that was also a great experience because.
I mean, I was pretty hands off with you.
No, but even like finding the quotes, presentation of
fun.
quotes. I think presentation was fun as well.
Yeah, you did so good.
Yeah, we did well. You know what I mean?
Teamwork.
Yeah, teamwork makes the dream work.
Always.
Yeah, listen. No, anything else that you are working on? Any projects? You just took on a new role in the writing center, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah. So
anything coming up that we should look forward to?
When I was a baby grad student, I was a writing center tutor, and now I'm the assistant director. That's bananas.
Fire.
That's awesome.
And so I'm the only person who applied. They told me that at the beginning of the interview. Yeah.
Right.
I didn't even get my application in until like 6 p.m. the day that it was due. Yeah, so in the interview they were like, you're the only one. And I was like, all right, well, I'm still going to tell you why I want this, why you should give it to me. And one of the things I want to do is do like outreach to the rest of the university about linguistic justice. Because writing arts is pretty good about it now. We still got some adjuncts to gather, but which no shade on the adjuncts. A lot of them are great. A lot of them are doing super good things. You're an adjunct.
Oh, thank you.
And adjuncts are underpaid, and that's a whole like social justice issue, a labor issue. But yeah, so writing arts is fairly well gathered. So we're going to take our show on the road and tell the rest of the university to stop grading racistly.
I was gonna say, can you go? Are you able to go into a little detail about that, like this the racial injustice that we're talking about? Are you able to?
Yeah. So speaking of, before we started recording, we were talking about how nothing is real, everything is made up. So one of those things that's made up is, I'm doing air quotes if you can't see me.
Yeah, they can see you.
Right. Okay. Air quotes. So like standard English this is actually very interesting. If you're a nerd like I am, I don't know if anybody else here is. You are, but so standard English originated shortly after the printing press, when publishers were publishing stuff and they didn't want to do things in multiple dialects because it was a real pain in the ass to set up all of the type to print a page. So they didn't want to do things in multiple dialects because it would cut into their profit margins. Capitalism. So they made like a standard English dialect, and that's where that came from. So,
oh, wow.
So that's some bullshit. And
that's
then,
crazy.
Yeah, and it just, I mean, not by coincidence, it's the one that like upper class white people spoke. I mean, they were
Not
pretty much mostly white in England when this was happening, but the upper class people. So, and obviously it's changed since then because that was like 500 years ago, but it's like still like who decides what the standard is, like who the standard is based on is still very classist and racist. So linguistic justice is about not treating grammar rules like God wrote them, treating language as flexible because it is, and like linguists know that language changes. One of the reasons that Shakespeare is so like such a big deal is because he invented so much shit that we didn't say before. So, and I mean, he spelled his name like 20 different ways throughout his lifetime. So if it was good enough for Shakespeare, if singular they was good enough for Geoffrey Chaucer and the Canterbury Tales, it's good enough for me.
Talk nice, Kate.
Right.
Not that we need that appeal to authority in history, right? People are dying, and let's just get over ourselves. Like, if it wasn't already okay, we would make it okay, because people made it up, and we're people.
Nothing is real.
We are. Nothing is real.
Nothing is real.
Life is fake.
Yeah, reality is fake. Fuck the
Nothing is
haters.
real.
No, literally.
Get into weird mystical shit.
That is what I live by.
That's also a meme.
It's all
Meme
good.
queen. She's meme queen.
That's the good thing about memes, though. They're up, like the people that are making them, thank God,
Yo,
because
quick
they're just
shit.
putting
Quick
free content, free recyclable,
And it's hilarious.
content. Yeah.
Like, I just be like, who does this? Like,
Yeah.
someone sits there and memes.
You're not even asking for credit. They're just, I want to make people smile.
I just
and
want
laugh.
people to
Make
laugh.
people laugh hard
Yeah.
as fuck.
It's so cool. And speaking of credit, that's another thing with linguistic justice is like even the way that we think about like which sources are credible and trustworthy. So there's this really wonderful book, Black Feminist Thought by Patricia Hill Collins. I think it's from 1990. And there's a chapter 11, Black Feminist Epistemology, and it's about like making knowledge and like how we decide what's trustworthy or not. And since almost everybody that was doing science that was getting published for several hundred years was white dudes, kind of black women were left way at the other end of that. And so for a lot of knowledge, there's just like oral stuff and what people say and like testimony. And we usually say that anecdotal evidence isn't the best, right? We want shit from peer-reviewed journals. But if nobody's asking questions about it, or if the questions they're asking are stupid, all that we have is testimony, and it is very valuable. So like deciding whose voices are credible, and who to listen to and who to include is another part of linguistic justice.
I feel like I have so much to learn.
Me
So
too.
much to learn.
We all do.
We all do. Thank you.
We all
Yes.
do.
Yep.
We literally all do.
Yep. Always. And as long as we don't stop, we're doing it.
Word.
You add so much value to my life, Kate. So
No,
much value.
you.
So much value. No, we want to thank you for coming. This
Thanks
has been
for having
amazing.
Absolutely.
We're so nourished, I feel, after that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely. Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've had some herders. We had some unnourishing episodes. Ladies and gentlemen, Cate Romano, again, thank you for being here. It's been amazing. One time for my hosts, again, my name is Steven. My Instagram is Ugly Steven.
My name's Tori at Perks of Being Tor.
Ivan I Robinson 03 _.
Niggas OGB.
I thought you were going to say your real name. And shout out to Tay, Korean Tay _ Instagram behind the scenes. All right, we're out. This Out of Jersey podcast.
Bye.